Hi, welcome to a South Texas Pride Q&A. I'm Ivan Herrera, and today I'm joined by Lex Loro, a Community Empowerment Coordinator with Pride Center San Antonio. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Lex, I wanted to ask you about mental health, but before we get to that, can you give me a general overview of what you do for the Pride Center and the services that you offer at the Pride Center?
Absolutely. I'm very glad you asked. So I am Lex Loro, as you shared. I use the pronouns they and she, and I've been lucky enough to spend almost 3 years now at the Pride Center as a community empowerment coordinator. I came on board to help the team at the Pride Center open up our very first walk-in center, our very first LGBTQ specific walk-in center in South Texas. And as we've shifted into the virtual space during the pandemic, I've primarily been working to make sure that we can still reach our community and meet our community's needs in the virtual space. So at the Pride Center, we're really happy to be able to offer a number of different types of services. We like to consider ourselves kind of a one-stop shop for LGBTQ plus folks and their family and friends who have questions and they don't know where to go or where to start. So we offer peer-to-peer support groups. We offer clinical programs like counseling and case management. We offer other social activities and opportunities, and we also have youth-specific programs. So there's a number of things at the center. We have a little bit of something for everybody, and we encourage both LGBTQ folks and their allies to reach out and connect with us.
So can you discuss the different types of mental health services available at the Pride Center and the different type of therapy groups that you guys have?
Absolutely. Right now, we're particularly excited about our mental health programs at the Pride Center because we've been further expanding the options and trying to work harder to provide even more access to care for our community. So our case management program was the first clinical program that we began offering at the center. And that program is now almost 2 years old. In our case management program, you are able to meet one-on-one with the case manager. Currently, our services are still telehealth. So these appointments would be on the phone or on a video chat call. And you would meet with the case manager to talk about pressing needs that you may have around food security, housing, support with the medical care, insurance needs, or just other types of challenges that may be facing folks in our community in day-to-day life. So that's our case management program. It's a great program. We're really happy to be able to offer that service. But as we're seeing more and more folks in case management, we realized that we needed to expand our offerings and we needed to start offering clinical mental health therapy as well. So we're so excited to be announcing that program. The first therapy service that we started providing is our group therapy program. Right now, we are running a group for LGBTQ plus young adults who identify as folks of color and fall between the ages of 18 and 29. So that's our group therapy group right now. It's an amazing group that's also meeting virtually for the time being, but they're very eager to get back in person, hopefully soon. And then finally, we just announced our individual, couples, and family therapy sessions. Again, these are telehealth services, but they are available to folks who are seeking talk therapy for themselves and a partner, or more than one partner, or themselves and a family member. And what's really special about our mental health programs that I want to share is that every single one of those services are completely free, no insurance necessary, no copays necessary, and we have very broad eligibility. So these services are open to any LGBTQ plus person, 18 plus, and their family and friends. And we're really loose on the definition of family. We welcome chosen family. So we're really here to just provide some services of support for individuals and their families and friends without any cost associated.
What can someone who's seeking mental health services at the Pride Center expect during these therapy sessions?
It's a great question. So initially, when folks first reach out because they're interested in therapy services, what you can expect is to speak with either myself or one of our great team members, often our clinical interns, who will talk to you just a little bit about what you're looking for in therapy, why you're seeking therapy, just with the hope of getting to know a little bit more about you and how we can set you up with the most effective care. And after that conversation, what ends up happening is the team will get you set up with either case management or with counseling or with both, depending on one, what you want, what the client's interest is, and two, what the team thinks might be a good fit and might be most useful and helpful. And then once those appointments are set up, depending on whether you're working with the case manager or the counselor or both, in those sessions, you can expect to one, just get to know your clinician, become comfortable in the teletherapy space, get any of your questions about asked and answered about therapy, about mental health care, get to know who it is that you're going to be working with. And then the therapist is going to look to you to share what it is that you're hoping to accomplish, what you're navigating in your life, what's particularly challenging, or what you'd like to work on, what you would like support with. And this is really important and really special because you're going to guide your own care at the center with the help of a trained LGBTQ plus affirming clinician who is going to validate and see you and your experience and work with you to build a treatment plan and a course of action that fits your needs in a way that feels good for you. So we have really what we would consider person first, customized, client-driven care at the center, where we want folks to really feel comfortable coming into the therapy space, being heard, being seen, and being welcomed and affirmed in their LGBTQ plus or questioning identities.
So what are some of the services that people would go seek, or why would people go seek those mental health services? What are some reasons for that?
That's a great question. And I get this question a lot. Why might folks be interested in therapy or in case management? And again, they're a little bit different, but they do have a lot of similarities. I would highly recommend that somebody seek out case management if they're looking for help with really tangible needs. If they're looking for help paying bills, getting medical insurance, navigating how and where to find a medical provider, case management is a great fit for situations like that. If a person is struggling with different types of feelings around anxiety or depression, trying to figure out how to navigate self-esteem or self-efficacy, curious about ways to cope or navigate with different stressors or different traumas, or really just feeling like they're having a hard time connecting with their partners, with their family, connecting with people they care about. These are just some of the many, many things that we see folks bringing forward to us when they're seeking counseling services. And when they do, every single one of those things and more is a great reason to seek out therapy. I'd say for most people, if you have a feeling in the back of your mind that therapy might be a good fit for you, it probably is. Therapy is a great thing to try out. If you feel like you could just use a little bit of support, a little bit of help navigating some of the challenges that life is currently throwing your way, therapy is a great, great resource for that. And like I said, even if you're not entirely sure that therapy is a good fit for you, giving it a try at the Pride Center is a great option because our services are completely free. And the therapist is really going to work with you to see what care might be a good fit for you. So I would say that there are a number of different reasons why people might seek therapy. But I think it's really, really important for everyone to know that you don't need one perfect specific reason. If you think therapy may be a good fit, we would love to see you. You don't have to have some big life-changing event. You don't have to have some really specific thing that you want to work on. But if there's anything that's kind of making you feel like, maybe a therapist could help me navigate this so that I could get through my day-to-day life a little bit easier, bam, we would love to see you. We welcome you. We encourage you to give therapy a try. We know therapy can be a little intimidating for folks, but we're working really hard to change that so that you feel welcome just coming into the space as you are to get your needs met.
I'm glad that you said that because a lot of people don't know that you can go seek therapy just for things that you might not even think about. And a lot of people who are going through therapy might be going through other struggles so they're just trying to kind of putting it all together to make sure that they can be in the best mental health space that they can be. And speaking of mental health, I know that gender markers are a big thing for the transgender community. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to ask you about that. Can you discuss how the Pride Center helps people get their gender markers changed and its significance to transgender individuals?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you asked that, Ivan, because I think it's really pivotal and important for everybody to know that all of these services are intentionally trans affirming and not just trans inclusive, but trans affirming. We celebrate and uplift gender diverse people of all different experiences in our community. And a big part of celebrating gender diverse and trans and non-binary folks is acknowledging that there are many different types of services that may be helpful in the transition process and in trying to just navigate life. And so mental health services may be a part of that puzzle. Medical services may be a part of that, which we could help you with as well. But a big piece of that puzzle, not for everybody, but for many trans folks, is getting your legal documents changed to reflect your actual name and or your actual gender identity. And so I really want trans folks to know, I'm so glad you asked this, that the Pride Center does provide support for folks who are looking to legally change either their name and or their gender marker on their ID cards. And we provide pro bono legal clinics in partnership with UT School of Law and St. Mary's School of Law and other community partners to help you fill out the paperwork, gather the documents, and submit the paperwork that you need to submit to get a court order to change those name and gender markers. And then somebody can also walk you through the steps of getting your credit card, bank statements, birth certificate, social security card, or other documents updated as well. For folks who maybe have not ever thought about why a trans or non-binary or other LGBTQ plus person might change their name and gender marker, I'd love to talk about that. This is a really, really important piece of the puzzle for many folks. If your ID card, if your documents don't match your true name, your true identity, it can be really difficult to navigate the world and do simple things like just book an airplane ticket, go to the doctor's office, go to your bank and pull out some cash. All those things can be heightened and more difficult for folks if our paperwork doesn't match our identities. So if you are a person who's really ready to get those documents changed, please reach out to the Pride Center. We would love to get you in touch and walk you through the process or guide you through the process so that you can get the assistance you need.
So lastly, what are some of the other LGBTQ friendly resources that the Pride Center provides, and not just mental health, but in general health as well, and as well as just other resources like you were talking about the bank statements and other things that you can change to affirm your gender. So what are some of the other resources that the Pride Center offers?
The Pride Center internally offers great referrals to some of our external resources as well. So I'll talk a little bit about referrals first. There are so many awesome resources to support LGBTQ plus folks in our community here in San Antonio and South Texas. And those resources can be everything from social support groups, if you're looking to connect with other folks in our community, to assistance with resumes or job searching through organizations like our wonderful LGBT Chamber of Commerce. There's also great medical care here in town. Many folks who are trans and seeking medical care may not know where to start, or other LGBTQ plus folks as well. We'd love to get you connected to one of our amazing partner organizations like the Kind Clinic or Alamo Area Resource Center. We assist folks with getting connected to HIV care, to testing, to services for PrEP and PEP and other reproductive rights kinds of care. And so thinking about LGBTQ life in a really holistic sense, there are many different types of opportunities here in town. So we really just encourage folks to reach out with any questions or concerns that they have so that we can get you referred out to the right resource. And these resources aren't just for LGBTQ plus folks, but also for their families, for parents of LGBTQ plus youth, for partners of LGBTQ plus folks. We have great social support groups. We have great meetups. And internally at the Pride Center, we offer some of our own groups, which we would love for folks to come and be a part of. We also do great social events throughout the year. We'd love to just remind folks again that there's no such thing as a bad question at the Pride Center. We'd love for you to come just as you are with any concerns that you have without any fear of judgment or worry or concern. Just as you are, you're welcome in our center. And we would love to hear from you how you could be better supported as an LGBTQ plus person here in San Antonio. And we'll get you pointed in the right direction and would love to be a part of that process.
How can anybody get a hold of the Pride Center? What are the contact information so somebody can get a hold of you?
So the Pride Center, even though our physical space is still currently closed primarily because of the pandemic with very limited hours, we are still operating during our normal business hours virtually. So you can give us a call at the Pride Center. Our phone number is 210-370-7743. During our business hours, which we're open Monday through Thursday from 3 to 8 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can also email us at info@pridecentersa.org. You can find us online, pridecentersa.org, or on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Pride Center SA or PCSA. We would love to hear from you. We would love for you to connect with us and for you to learn a little bit more about all that we have to offer. Please check out our website and our social medias, see our link tree, see what's going on. We'd love to see you at an event or hear from you in one of our support groups or other spaces soon.
Lex, thank you so much for joining me for this South Texas Pride Q&A. This has been very informative, and I know it's going to help a lot of people. So thank you so much. And is there anything else you'd like to add before we head out?
Ivan, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for highlighting some of the unique programs that we have to meet the needs of LGBTQ plus folks in San Antonio. I'd just love to leave you today with another reminder that we really, really care about and love our community, and we're excited to hear from folks and get folks supported in any aspect of their journey, whether it be medical and mental health care or just connection to community and meeting other folks. So we hope to hear from folks, and we're so glad that you had us here today.
Thank you so much.